Clean air inside and out is important for all of us. Pure Air Controls is back to tell us about the Environmental Diagnostics Lab and how their process is helping remove contaminants back from the environment. And back with us today is Troy Raska along with Dr. Rajiv Sahai. How are you guys today?
Doing good.
Okay, we're so excited you're back. I was going to say, Troy, you're becoming a friend of the Morning Blend, talking about your company and what you're able to do. Kind of wrap your arms around the previous segments that we've spent some time on.
Well, previously we showed how important it is to test not only your home with do-it-yourself test kits, but also your place of employment or even where you go to learn at school on a more commercial level. And so all of the results that are in data that is collected from those tests are sent to the Environmental Diagnostic Laboratory.
Now you're kind of bringing the head honcho, the man that deciphers it all to us. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you very much, and indeed it's a pleasure to be here, and good morning to all our viewers. I'm here to tell you the importance of the environmental diagnostics from laboratory point of view. Basically, these kind of laboratory have an unique expertise to test biological, chemical, and other substances in and around our places, maybe indoor, outdoor, and the outcome of those is very helpful, and it is being utilized to do a correct diagnostics and preventive measure, that sort of aspect. So it is very important. If you have a solid data, you have a very good management plan.
So you are breaking down the data that comes into the lab, because people, from what we've learned in the past, you can test so many different surfaces and airs. Talk about some of the things that people can test in their home or workplace that you would read.
Sure. The environmental diagnostics basically operated the laboratory accept any kind of environmental sample. And if I have to break down those environmental samples, that can be air, surface, and liquid. So what we do, we find the man-made or natural contaminant in these samples. For an example, in air, there is a lot of stuff. I see a lot of things flying here. But many of you are not realizing that this thing is flying, you know. So our air encompasses with a lot of microbes, and both biological and chemical in origin, and both has their interaction. So it is very important to pinpoint, detect, identify those entities if they are causal organism or they are causing any threat or serious pose on our health and hygiene. Then it is very, very important first to identify that, because if you do not have a proper identification, no identification meaning no better treatment or no better control, no better planning for controlling those entities. So it is very important what you are dealing with.
And I was going to say, and what I think is fabulous is because if you actually get the kit and you do a test, you get an actual report of everything. And you were showing me before we started, I mean, this report, one, it's completely over my head, but you break it down by colors to really inform people what they've got in their house or their workplace.
Sure, I do not expect everybody on this planet is going to be a technical or a microbiological expertise.
I am far from it, Doc.
I know. So that's why we have years together we put in that and come up with a solution that how we are going to help our customer to understand in lack of an universally accepted guideline that where they are. In other words, how clean is clean, how bad is bad. No clue. But if you send a sample to our laboratory, we are not going to report back to you that what we have had in your sample, but we'll also tell you the quantum. To get it simplified, you get as an end product this kind of report, and in this report what we have come up with a color coded idea.
I love the colors.
Yeah, you can see that these are the different entities or different particulate we have reported from this particular sample, and we are also giving you the color coded scheme. So if it is green, meaning not big problem, but if it is red, you better be careful because you are topping, and it should not be the case. Okay. And we have enough experience, and when I talk about the enough experience, our company is one of the few companies in the entire world that have over 200,000 database. It's a privately family-run company, but you can say 200,000 database. And we have done some statistical analysis to come up with that what should be the normal and what should be the excessive. So this helped a lot to the evaluator, building diagnostician, the medical practitioners, and other to make sure that what kind of problem coming from the environmental side. Because if you get some kind of disease or health and hygiene problem, there are three ways of acquiring it. The first one is through exposure. Many a time it's the inhalation. Second one is the contact, and third one is the ingestion. So if you test your air, what you are breathing in, it will be helping you tremendously that how your body is taking. It's just the environmental side. The medical side is entirely different, that everybody has their own immune system or immunity and capacity to fight that kind of exposure. So if I give you the identity, not only the identity, but their quantitation, that how much you are getting exposed to, then it is pretty easier to the medical community to handle an appropriate diagnostics and treatment and more preventive measure for those kind of disease and ailments.
Wow, Doc, we can feel your passion behind this. And again, the bottom line is to get in touch with you so you can test your home, test your workplace. You saw the information on your screen. So guys, thank you so much for your time today.